Getting into the best shape of your life in 2025 can be boiled down to 3 key areas: your training, your nutrition, and your lifestyle. But here's the thing. We all know what to do. Eat better, lift weights, focus on sleep. So why aren't we doing it? Now, before you can even think about your workout split or your macro distribution, you need to figure out 2 essential things. The first thing that you need to do is ask yourself the most important question of your fitness journey. Why do you want to do this? What's the driving force behind your decision to make a change and get in the best shape of your life? Maybe you want to feel strong and healthy enough to keep up with your kids as they grow up, confident enough to step into any room with your head held high, or healthy enough to live out your bucket list and do all the crazy things that you've always dreamed of doing. You see, the thing is, your why doesn't have to fit into anyone else's idea of what's important or what's relevant. It can be about aesthetics, your health, feeling stronger, or just setting an example for your friends and family. The key is that it must matter deeply to you, and only you. Now, I know this might sound a little woo-woo or a bit out there, but trust me, this is a crucial step in actually making a change. Now that you've figured out your why, you need to define what the best shape of your life means to you. Because getting into the best shape of your life is gonna look a little bit different for everyone. We all have different starting points and different goals. For some, they need to lose 20 pounds of fat and wanna get as lean but muscular as possible, while others need to put on 20 pounds of muscle and wanna look as huge as humanly possible, as if C-Bum and the Hulk had a baby. And some of us are skinny fat and not exactly sure what we need to do. All we do know is that we hate what we see in the mirror with our shirts off. Now, if you find yourself in a position like this where you're not really sure what to do next, whether you should bulk or cut, there's one question that you need to ask yourself, and it's this: if I were to gain even more body fat than I currently have right now over the next 6 to 12 months, how would I feel about my physique? Now, if you answered, yeah, I could live with a bit more body fat while I'm putting on some muscle, sure, no problem, then you should definitely do that. Focus on building muscle and bulking up. Your physique will benefit from the added muscle, and you won't freak out when you inevitably gain a little bit of fat during the process. But if the thought of gaining even 1 more pound of fat makes you want to vomit in your mouth, then you should definitely focus on losing fat first and getting leaner before you transition to focusing on building muscle and putting on more mass. So now that you've decided what you're going to focus on, either losing fat or building muscle, we can now calculate the calories and the macronutrients needed to actually get there. You see, when it comes to changing your physique and getting into the best shape of your life thus far, your nutrition is going to be a huge driver in your success. And I think it's where a lot of people get tripped up and just make things overly complicated. To make meaningful progress while keeping things simple, you should pay attention to these 3 key numbers. Calories. This determines whether you gain weight or lose weight. We burn a certain amount of calories per day, and if we eat more than that amount, we're going to gain weight. But when we eat below that number, this is how we lose weight. The next number we're going to focus on is protein, and you want to aim for 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight daily to support muscle growth and recovery. Now, if you're focusing on fat loss first, then you're going to want to aim on the higher end of that, closer to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, than if you're focusing on bulking or building mass, where you don't need quite as much because you got plenty of calories to play with. The third number that we're going to be focusing on is fiber. It's essential for digestion, gut, and colon health, as well as just feeling full. So you want to shoot for anywhere between 25 and 38 grams per day. Now, I actually built a free Notion calorie calculator to make all of this super simple. All you need to do is plug in your information and your goals to calculate your numbers. Now, one of the great things about this calculator is that you can create multiple different sets of numbers for different stages of your journey. For example, you can create a set for your dieting phase, then for your maintenance phase, and then for your bulking phase. And then you can plot the dates all on a nice little calendar or timeline. Just click the link down below in the description to get it for free from my website. All right. After you have your numbers ready to go, it's time time to start tracking, and I recommend using Chronometer. It's one of the best and most comprehensive apps available for this type of thing, and I've also made an entire video series on how to get started with Chronometer, so be sure to check that out too if you're interested. Now, the goal is not to become a robot who tracks everything that they eat for the rest of their lives, because that would be an absolutely miserable existence. But I do recommend that you track everything you eat for a short period of time. Even doing this for 2 weeks, heck, even a week, will be such an eye-opener into what you're already eating, and you'll be able to gauge foods better going forward, knowing what their calorie and macronutrient numbers are, or at least close to. Instead of tracking every single thing that you eat throughout the day, a good strategy that I employ with my clients is to come up with a few of your favorite go-to meals that you rotate during your journey. Some of the reasons I love this is that it minimizes decision fatigue, it controls some of the variables, and it ensures that you actually hit your numbers by crafting these meals specifically based on the numbers that we calculated earlier using the Notion calorie calculator. Staying consistent with your nutrition is a hell of a lot easier when you have a handful of go-to meals that you genuinely enjoy eating that are created exactly to reach your goals. Now, a few caveats for these meals. They should, first and foremost, hit your calorie and macro targets. Otherwise, you're not going to reach your goals. They should also be easy to cook and take less than 30 minutes to prepare. And they should also be tasty enough. Meal prepping can save you time and help you stick to your plan. You can go ahead and use my Notion meal planning template to stay organized and ensure that your meals align with your goals. If you're trying to get into the best shape of your life, then strength training should definitely be at the core of your fitness routine. When you lift weights, the goal shouldn't be to work so hard and so fast that you're huffing and puffing all over the place just to try and burn a couple calories. That's not how you should approach strength training. Instead, it's to challenge your muscles by putting tension on them, breaking them down so that they come back stronger. This is how you build muscle and transform your physique. Now, you can train however you like, whether it's calisthenics, powerlifting, or bodybuilding. What matters most is finding a style that you enjoy and can stick with. Personally, I prefer a more bodybuilding style of training because it's practical, it's efficient, and it's highly effective at targeting specific muscles for growth. You should choose what you enjoy and what you can stick with for a long time. Don't stress about being perfect. Just aim to show up consistently and challenge yourself. Whether you're doing bodyweight exercises or lifting super heavy at the gym, the goal is still the same. Put tension on your muscles to stimulate growth and strength by exerting enough effort each set to see a result. In order to spark muscle growth, you need to be training with enough intensity by training close to or all the way to failure. You need to train fucking hard. Now, intensity isn't everything though. Progressive overload is the key to growth. And this means gradually increasing the weight, reps, or intensity of your workouts over time so that you're progressing in one way or another. So if this week you can only do 9 reps of bench press with 185 pounds, but the following week you're able to get 11, that's progress. And that's progressive overload. And you know that you're getting stronger and building muscle. Trying to fit all your workouts in during the week can be tough, and more is not always better. You can make great progress only training 2 days per week. But if you can or you want to train more, that's fine too. Now, if you're not sure where to start, here's a weekly workout split based on every weekly availability. Now, if you want to get your hands on actual workouts for each of these different splits, then go ahead and click the link down in the description. Now, contrary to popular belief, you don't need to do hours and hours of cardio, sweating, huffing, and puffing just to get in good shape. It's a tool, but it's not the only tool. Now, let me ask you this. If you had to travel everywhere by foot or cover a large distance on foot, would you rather walk the whole way or run the whole way? I know personally, I'd be choosing walking. Why? Because it's, number one, enjoyable. I love going for walks. It's also sustainable, low impact, and it doesn't leave you gasping for air, lungs on fire, but it still burns calories. And it's a great way to lose fat and get in great shape. You see, your fitness journey should follow the same principle. playing the long game with something that you can stick to. And it might take longer to get there, but you're gonna enjoy the ride a hell of a lot more. Walking is one of the most underrated tools for staying active and healthy. Getting 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day is a simple way to increase your calorie burn without the exhaustion or stress that comes with some other forms of cardio. Walking also lowers cortisol levels, helps clear your mind, and improves your overall recovery from workouts. Think of it as a stress-free way to stay consistent with your activity levels. It's beautiful because you don't need any fancy equipment, and it's something that you can easily fit into your day. Whether you're just walking around your neighborhood, pacing during a phone call, or just taking the stairs over the elevator, parking further away in the parking lot. These are all ways to get more steps in and just get in better shape. Walking is also a great way to burn calories without increasing your hunger a ton like some other forms of intense cardio. So incorporate walking into your daily routine by scheduling it like you would a workout. It's a small but sustainable habit, and it can have a huge impact over time, helping you chip away at your fitness goals without burning out. Now remember, consistency beats intensity when it comes to the long-term game. So now that we've covered the foundations of training and nutrition, let's talk about lifestyle. These are the habits and routines that'll either support your fitness journey or hold you back. Because you can train hard and eat right, but if your lifestyle is working against you, then progress is gonna be really hard to sustain. This is where real transformation happens, by aligning your daily life with your fitness goals. So first things first, you gotta prioritize sleep. Sleep's like your secret weapon, and its impact on your fitness journey can't be overstated. Did you know that sleep deprivation reduces your physical performance by up to 30%? According to Dr. Matthew Walker's Why We Sleep, even losing just a few hours of sleep can significantly impair your muscle recovery and fat loss efforts. During sleep, your body releases growth hormone, which is critical for repairing and building muscle tissue. When you're trying to lose fat, sleep helps regulate hunger hormones like ghrelin and leptin. Poor sleep disrupts this balance of hormones, leaving you hungrier and more prone to cravings the next day. So it's no wonder that people who sleep less than 6 hours a night are more likely to struggle with weight gain and fat loss. I mean, just imagine running on fumes during a workout or needing an extra 500 calories just to stay awake. These are the hidden costs of not prioritizing sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of high quality sleep in a cool, dark room. Invest in blackout curtains, an eye mask, and earplugs. Now the payoff here is going to be immense. It's going to be better recovery, sharper focus, and a body that's ready to perform. So don't underestimate how transformative good sleep can be. It's the ultimate game changer in both fat loss and muscle building. So alcohol can derail both muscle building and fat loss efforts. While it's possible to drink and still make progress, it's worth understanding the trade-offs. Alcohol interferes with recovery, disrupts sleep, and adds empty calories that don't help your goals. So if you're serious about getting in the best shape of your life, then consider cutting back or even abstaining for a while. Chronic stress can derail your fitness journey. Managing stress is just as important as managing your workouts and diet. Incorporate activities like meditation, breath work, or journaling into your routine. Even simple practices like deep breathing can lower stress and help you stay focused. Reducing stress doesn't just improve your mental health. It directly impacts your ability to build muscle and lose fat. Play the long game. This isn't a 30-day transformation. Real, sustainable change takes time. Think in terms of years, not weeks. Embrace the process and trust that small, consistent actions will lead to big results. Remember, the goal isn't just to get in shape, but to stay in shape for life. You should adopt the mindset of no 0 days. This means doing something every day that moves you closer to your goal, even if it's something small. In fact, especially if it's something small. For example, if you didn't make it to the gym, you could go for a 20-minute walk or do some bodyweight exercises at home. Something is always better than nothing. If you ate more than you planned to at lunch, you could balance it with a lighter, protein-rich dinner. The goal here is to keep the momentum going and remind yourself that progress isn't about perfection, but persistence. Small actions, taken consistently, add up over time and keep you moving toward your goal. Never miss twice. You see, life happens, and sometimes you miss a workout, or you indulge a bit more than you had planned. And that's okay. That's a part of life, and it's gonna happen. What's important is how you respond. Commit to never missing twice in a row. For example, if you skip a workout one day, make it a priority to get back to the gym the next day. It's not about trying to make up for what you missed, but just moving on with the plan as it's planned. This approach prevents small setbacks from snowballing into a pattern and keeps you on track in the long run. The key is resilience, not rigidity. Action is greater than knowledge. Most of us already know the basics. Eat well, move more, and get enough sleep. The challenge lies not in knowing what to do, but in consistently doing it. This is where action takes the spotlight. Even if you start small, like adding one vegetable to your dinner or taking the stairs instead of the elevator, every little action counts. The momentum that you build from taking action creates a snowball effect that makes future choices easier and more automatic. Knowledge is power, but action turns that power into real results. 2025 is your year to make it happen. And here's the truth. We all know more or less what needs to be done to get in great shape. It didn't just change from 2024 to 2025. The problem is we're not doing it. That's where the real challenge lies, bridging the gap between knowing and doing. So if you're ready to make real lasting change, then I'm here to help. Whether it's through my one-on-one coaching to guide you every step of the way, or picking up Project Reset, my ultimate health and fitness Notion template to help streamline your journey and track all your progress. I've got the tools to help you make this process simpler and more effective for you. So go ahead, check out the links down in the description below to get started with something today. Because this year, you're not just gonna think about your goals, you're gonna actually achieve them. That's all I got for you. Peace the fuck out.